Hi, this is Jonathan with Conversations in Real Estate, and today with us we have Bernard Lee, a Houston realtor. We'll have a conversation with him in reference to why he became a realtor and things that he does in his real estate career that helps him become a top agent in the market. Thanks for having us in today, and thanks for being here with us.
Thanks for having me.
So just a couple of questions, and we'll keep it nice and simple, right? All right. So first of all, tell us, why did you become a realtor?
I've always had a passion for real estate. In early 2000, I was a mortgage loan officer. So I did that for almost 8-9 years until the crash in 2008, after which I got out of the business, but I always had a passion for real estate. Got in the car business for a little while, but I always knew I wanted to be in the real estate space again. Done some investing back in the day. And when the opportunity presented itself, I said, well, do I become a loan officer again? Or do I go and get my real estate license? Like most people, I got hooked on all these HGTV shows. I was like, I know I'm way better than these people. So I decided to go and get my real estate license in 2017.
2017. So it's been, 8 years for you now?
Years.
Okay.
February made 8 years.
So why not, do you think going back into being a mortgage broker or marrying the two would be beneficial for you where you're going with your career?
I thought about that, but I quickly learned that if I decided to go back and get my mortgage license and try to do both, I would be doing both sides of the injustice. And I tell realtors all the time who come to me and say, well, what if I get my mortgage license? I say, you will do somebody a disservice. Focus on one thing, give them all that you got, because it's a no-win situation.
Yeah, I think it is now. It's difficult to put that much interest on two different industries like that.
Yeah.
Because real estate is more of a hands-on type of thing. You could put some AI in it because that's what we're doing now, but a lot of it is still handshaking, face-to-face meeting with people in order to get that transaction completed. Yeah. So you've had your real estate licenses for about 8 years now. What other aspects of real estate have you ventured off into in that time?
I've done a little bit of investing. I've done a little bit of wholesaling. None of which are my favorites. I have no desire to be a landlord. I do like the flipping aspect of it. Would like to do a little bit, maybe 4 or 5 of those a year, but just for fun.
Yeah.
But I love the real estate side. I love the hand-to-hand combat, interacting with the people, and my favorite part is handing those keys over at the closings.
Yeah, that is the reward at the end of it. Flipping is a really good thing. I think the Houston market is a little more competitive because you have a lot of people here that can buy with cash.
Better.
And if you're not one of them, it makes it a little bit harder for you to submit or win those really good deals.
Yeah.
So especially trying to go to the auction, you need cash to go to the auction. You don't have cash, you got to leave that money when you walk out. So it's not like let me contact my loan officer. No, that may not work out well for you. But I've grown to like real estate. And I've taken somewhat of the same path. I had a mortgage broker's license back in 2001, I think it was 2002, somewhere around in there. But the real estate side, moving houses, was more of a better fit for me,
and it was more rewarding.
Yeah, way more rewarding. I mean, with loan officer, you're sending that loan approval over, and then you're just waiting on closing, and you really have no connection to the buyer. Other than that. So, but with the real estate transaction, you feel emotion when you're moving through with people. When they don't get approved for a house, you feel it with them most of the time. When they do get approved, you go through all these emotions. Yeah, you're right there with them, riding the roller coaster. So yeah, this is one of the reasons why we ask that question, to make sure that a lot of times when we ask that question to realtors, the answer is genuine. And we all feel the same thing, and we need to feel it.
And if we're honest, because I like to pride myself on being honest, we get in this business for the money.
Yeah,
you can make a really good living, way more on the real estate side than you can on the mortgage side.
Yeah,
especially with all the new laws and regulations.
Exactly. And the time freedom is a little bit better too.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. Next question for you then. So before you became a realtor, you had a couple of industries, right? You were a mortgage broker, and then you were a
luxury car salesman.
And so what skill set have you taken from both of those and kind of merged them into your real estate?
It's funny you mentioned that, Jane. That's a great question. The transition was easy for me because I sold Highline cars, Range Rover, Jaguar in particular, and I dealt with the most elite of the elite. So it helped me overcome objections better because when you're dealing with very wealthy people who can write a check for a $180,000 car, it's way different from a guy who's buying a $20,000 Chevy. So you learn to listen a lot more than you speak. And one of the things I learned in one of my Range Rover trainings was the first person that speaks in a negotiation loses.
Right.
So when you present what you have to present to your buyer, you sit there and you wait. If you speak before they do, you probably lost that sale. And I carried that over into real estate.
That is mostly true. And yeah, absolutely. What other skills have you taken from those two industries that have helped you in your real estate career?
Marketing. It made me, even though I worked at a dealership that had all this inventory, it was basically my business. And I got out, I just didn't have to provide the inventory. And I was going to get out of it what I put into it. And I realized very quickly, because every month, everybody wanted to be salesperson of the month.
Right.
You had some guys selling 5 cars, you had other guys selling 40 cars. How'd they do that? They marketed themselves. You got to constantly be marketing all the time.
Right.
Real estate same.
Real estate the same way. So what marketing avenues and techniques have you employed and throughout your real estate career, specifically for this year then?
Now, specifically for this year, I'm glad you plugged that because before this year, I didn't do anything. I was the guy who hated social media. I vowed 8 years ago when I got my license, I was never going to use it. It's just a fad. I'm old school. I'm a hand-to-hand combat. And now looking back, I wish I had implemented it 8 years ago. Because some of the people, the very people who I encouraged to use it, their YouTube channels blew up, their social media blew up, and they actually got business for it. I was always a better salesperson, but they had more exposure.
More exposed through social media.
So I was basically a secret agent, even with all my skill set. Yeah, just sitting on it. But the guy who one of my mentees who I told to build a YouTube channel 5 years ago, has 22,000 followers now.
Wow.
And he sold about probably 15 houses strictly from YouTube in the last year and a half.
That's nice.
And I haven't sold any.
That's nice. Yeah. That's really
So if I can go back and rethink that whole thought process, yeah, I would definitely, social media, I'll be all over it.
Yeah.
All over.
And it is a necessity now. And I tell realtors that all the time. You got to get out there. I mean, you have to do something. What we have, like 25,000 agents in the Houston market. You need to do something to kind of separate yourself from everything else that's out there.
Correct.
You have to get out there, even if you're not comfortable with it. You need to find a way to get comfortable with it, and be consistent with it. So, and that will help you with your career because it's, everybody's starting off online.
Yeah.
Before the buyer seller calls you, they're online looking.
Yeah.
They want to know who you are and trying to match personalities.
And expect they're not looking you up, you're wrong.
They are definitely looking you up. So your stuff needs to be clean.
Google is a machine.
Yeah.
They're looking it up.
You need to have good stuff out there to attract the type of client you're looking for. So, social media plays a very, very, very large part in that. And again, you're not going to do well in this industry without having some type of channel or presence, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Medium. You need to have some stuff out there.
Hey, Jay, one of the things I've learned is, on that note, what I tell a lot of new agents now, you don't have to try to use them all.
Right.
Pick one or two and get really good at it and then grow from it. Because once your name is out there, it's out there. But you don't have to try to have 17 socials and 5 YouTube channels. You just need one.
Right.
And 1 or 2 other platforms, and you're good.
Yeah, because it is difficult to maintain all of them. And they all have a different format on how they want content placed on there. And that's time consuming. When you should be out, farming your area, handshaking and prospecting, and finding new clients. You don't want to spend a whole day doing your social media. That's a lot. It becomes a whole other job at that point. It's hard for you to maintain that.
And hate it.
Then you're going to start hating, and it becomes difficult for you to do that when you start feeling like that. So, which brokerage office are you with now?
I am with EXP now after being an independent for the last 5 years. I decided to join forces with EXP.
Okay.
They gave me a business without having to run the business. So all of the things that I was struggling with from the business aspect of it, because people fail to realize that even though you become a realtor, you're basically a business for yourself.
You are the business.
You are the business. And which means you gotta market yourself, you gotta invest in your business, you gotta pay for things. Well, EXP gave me a platform that took away all of that. What I liked about their platform even more is that I can network around the world. I don't have to just stay in my market. So I've got agents in Dallas, I've got agents in New Orleans. I'm talking with a guy in Dubai right now. Anywhere EXP has a presence, I can recruit an agent they find. So,
Yeah. So where were you before EXP?
So
A smaller office?
smaller office, it was independent. My career started at RE/MAX.
Okay.
I did my first probably 15, 16 months. And then I was approached by a guy to purchase a Upstart franchise. I was one of the first franchisees. So it gave me an opportunity to basically act in the capacity of a broker without being a broker.
Mm.
So I paid my fee for the franchise. I ran the business, but I was the business.
Yeah.
So everything that I had to do, the office space, the internet, everything that comes with running a business, it was all on me.
Mm-hmm.
It was exciting at first because I figured I can go out and I can build this massive team. Everybody's going to buy into the vision, and we're just going to make gobs of money. It was everything but that. So,
Yeah. That's a load.
yeah, man, it's a load. So a few years into that, I did that for about 3 years, and I got presented with an even better opportunity. Similar, but it was a tech company, and I was starting to play in the real estate space.
Okay.
Very high tech. They were based out of Silicon Valley, and they gave me even more tools than the independent thing gave me, but they were very expensive to work with.
Mm.
So again, got a chance to take it even a step further. I could have my own brand, use their platform, all their tools and resources.
Mm-hmm.
The business was still on me. So if the agents aren't producing, you're not making money. So now you're focusing on personal production as well as trying to run a business.
As a
One
one.
build is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then the EXP came along and said, hey, look, you can use our platform for $85 a month. We handle all the back end stuff. All you need to do is go out there and do what you think.
Go.
And the irony of it is that somebody had approached me 2 years prior trying to get me to join EXP. But the way they framed it, as everybody hears, it sounds like a pyramid scheme because it was all about recruiting. But when I met a guy who was doing it the right way and explained it to me, it was light check. So best decision I ever made. Should have did a long time ago.
All right. So, what are your plans for the next 3 to 5 years?
So the next 3 to 5 years for me is to grow. We have a thing in EXP that we call revenue share. A revenue share is basically a downline where I can recruit agents anywhere in the world, anywhere in the U.S., and I think we're in 32 other countries now, and bring them into my organization. Every time that agent closes the deal, I get a percentage of their sale, and they also have stock options.
Okay.
It's really attracting me to them because I'm in my mid-50s now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not looking to sell real estate the rest of my life. I'm looking to have an exit strategy. You know, we don't have a 401k, but we got stock options.
Mm-hmm.
We got stock options. I can build a downline that would creates a residual income for me, whether I sell another piece of real estate or not.
Okay.
So for me, my goal by the time I'm 60 in 5 years is to be able to exit out, have a 6-figure residual income coming in, and go somewhere and get a drink with an umbrella in it. So that's the goal.
Like them. All right. So, well, let me ask you this. Let's kind of segue a little bit back to the real estate stuff. You've been in real estate for 8 years now. What advice would you give a new agent?
The best advice I would give a new agent is when you come into this business, come into it for the right reasons. Don't come in it because somebody told you oh, you're going to make six figures in your first year. It's possible, but there's a methodology to it to get to those six figures. The other piece of advice I would give them is pick a niche. Don't try to be everything to everybody. And comparison, please stay away from that. It's the death of a career. Don't compare your year 1 to somebody's year 5.
Right.
Because I'm like, that thing is going to kill you. So
It's ego buster.
it's an ego buster. And I tell people all the time, just pick a niche, pick a lane. Pick a lane and master that lane. And you can always pivot in year 2, but always frame everything in 12 months. Give yourself 12 months to see if it worked before you jump ship. Because I was notorious. I was the president of the Shiny Object Club. You know, every time something new comes along, I'm trying it. I don't care what it cost me, what kind of time it took, and I never really locked in on focus. So if you're going to be real estate, people do real estate part-time and are successful. It's really a full-time.
It is a full-time business.
If you want the what you see those people on social media,
And yeah, you need to be in it to be in.
you got to be all in.
You gotta
You got to be all in. But don't try to be like them. Like find your niche. Your niche might be first-time home buyers. It might be 55 and older. It might be new construction.
Yeah.
But pick one thing.
There are a lot of niches you can find on the residential side.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, what is your niche that you've gotten? Where did you start and where are you now?
So where I started was when I got in the business, I just knew I was going to go out and get all these high-end clients that I had dealt with for the past, 18 years, but I was humbled quickly. And so my first year at RE/MAX, did a few sales. First few months was rough, but suddenly I started getting a wave of rentals. And nobody in the office wanted to do rentals, so then like, give it to the new guy. So once somebody explained to me that I got 50% of the first month's rent with just signing the lease, I saw that the concept. I was like, I can do this. So before you know it, I was closing 10, 15 rentals a month, making $10,000 a month.
Yeah.
And became Rookie of the Year my first year at RE/MAX. And then I kind of got away from that. Then you get this itch. You want to be a luxury agent, and you want to be this, you want to be that. And then I finally found my way gravitating toward new construction. So I spent the last few years kind of specializing in new construction. But now I've kind of come back to my roots and I'm doing rentals again.
Okay.
And I love it. So that's why I would tell new agents, man, it's low-hanging fruit. It's right now money. Everybody thinks that, I'm going to just go out and get all these buyers and sellers. It's not as easy as they make it seem.
Right.
You're not going to become a millionaire in 30 minutes between commercials. It's real work. But if you're looking to get some reps in and get some real experience under your belt, rentals.
Okay. So how'd you fall into rentals other than them just kind of throwing it on you? Were you excited to take it on or were you kind of hesitant about it?
In the beginning, I didn't know any better. So I was excited. I just thought it was because I'm a natural salesperson. So for me, anything dealing with sales and, talking through the negotiation part, that's my specialty. So it was always fun going up against the other agents on my client's behalf and winning.
Yeah.
So that part was always fun. And the same thing, that kind of transitioned into the sales side. When it came down to, you're to put me in the room, the best of it. When it comes to negotiating, I'm going to leave that room with the win.
Got it.
So, but yeah, the rentals, I tell people all the time, man, rentals can be a little frustrating sometimes, but if you can get a system going with it, it can be very rewarding.
Okay. So you want to explain what your kind of pieces of what your system looks like?
So now that partnering with you to go for rent is now I can get a client almost pre-qualified by taking a snapshot of their credit, cost them $20. It gives me an edge by looking at their credit, knowing what's on it, asking them a few more questions about what's this and that, because I already know when the other agent sees this credit report, I already kind of anticipate what questions they're going to ask. If I know the information first, I can already prepare my answers.
Right. And you can better service your clients.
And I can better service the client.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I like about your service at Go for Rent is I don't have to do anything. You you guys handle the lease. You write up the lease. You handle collecting the money, the whole 9 yards. When I hand it off to you, I'm on to the next client.
And that's where it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like it that way over there.
So definitely partner with Go for Rent.
Yeah.
If you're gonna focus on the
Save you a lot of time.
save you a lot of time.
So are you working on trying to build a team now, or
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're looking to build a team. Agents who are, like I said, looking to make some right now money. If you're looking to make some right now money, you don't want to be that guy out here wondering where your next deal is going to come from. You look up 6 months and pass on the calendar.
Right.
Yeah, you may want to partner with us because you got some things going on.
Yeah.
Definitely on the rental side. A lot of people shun rentals because it's not sexy, but you can
Bills paid.
Yeah,
The bills will be paid.
bills paid.
Checks will come every week.
Yeah, you can eat off rentals. When you do the math, then the math starts to add up. Makes a lot of sense.
So what do you kind of start to see in the real estate industry going that will benefit you, and what do you see going and kind of will make some adjustments?
I think from the beneficial standpoint, especially in our market, you can still get a lot of house for the money, but you got to be able to qualify.
Yeah.
So those people who are in a transition, whether you're relocating from another city or state, or you're in the military or something like that, or you're just looking at transition out in apartments, there are a lot of builders that are building in the new construction space strictly for rentals.
Yeah.
So you can have the benefits of a homeowner until you're ready to become. In terms of where I see the industry going, I think Houston's one of those markets where, like, real estate is good. Next to oil and gas, this industry isn't going anywhere. Not our market.
Right.
Some other people might feel it, but for us, I just don't. I see it only getting better. Now, we may have to adjust a little bit. We may have to get a little bit more creative, which is one of the reasons I call myself the alternative agent, because I'm always looking for a backdoor entry to getting the deal done. I'm not going to stop at the first no, probably not even the 10th no. So I'm going to find a way to get that deal done.
Okay.
I do a lot of creative financing, a lot of subject to type stuff. So whatever the client needs at that time, I try to exhaust our opportunities.
Okay.
Before I just call them DOA.
So do you prefer the sales side or the rental side?
I think, Jay, what my niche is becoming is rentals for the right now people and new construction on the sales side.
Okay.
I think new construction is one of those segments where you can really get your client the best deal. Because a lot of the builders kind of overbuilt. And so there's some crazy deals right now on new construction. I just met a lady in the airport coming back home the other day, and I told her the same thing. So we ended up connecting.
Okay.
And the lady sitting next to me needs a rental. So we ended up connecting. Like, what's your Instagram? I was like, I was using a lot, but here it is. So I got 2 clients in one day from a plane ride back from Rhode Island.
Yeah, man, that's good. That's good. So, I think that I usually tell realtors, you need to find your niche, right? Because that will help you define yourself, right? And that helps you streamline all your marketing efforts because you know where you are and you know where to find your people. The other thing I try to get realtors to understand is, the market is cyclical. We run through a period where everything is good, and then we run through a period where everything is drying up, and you need to have something in place to kind of offset that downtime, whether it's a side hustle or something else. But I do believe if you do a side hustle, it needs to kind of run parallel, or it needs to kind of be related to what you're doing. Do you have anything like that you're looking at doing that would that you would consider a side hustle?
So for me, I think rentals are the side hustle.
Okay, yeah.
I think rentals are the side hustle because here's the beauty of rentals. There's no timeline for those people. When they gotta move, they gotta move.
Yeah, the calendar is your friend.
Yeah. So you don't get that. Oh, I'm just looking. I had a guy tell me the other day. Ironically, I got a new lead came in. The guy said, "Oh, I'm at Florida. I was just looking. I might move to Houston in 2 years. In 2 years, I may be with Jesus. I'm like, I don't know, right? You know, so, but somebody who needs to rent, they have to do it right away.
Right.
And see the transition because of the school year.
They got a date.
It's the holiday. They got a date. You know, so for me, rentals is my side hustle.
Okay, that is a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see how that could play in because you're doing rentals in the meantime to make the right now while you're nurturing the relationship with the buyer
The buyers and even the sellers.
or the sellers that are way out somewhere.
Right.
Right.
Because they don't have the buyers.
Exactly.
They're living somewhere now. That's why they say, oh, I'm interviewing realtors there. I was just online playing around. They got nothing but time.
Exactly.
But rental people, I had a lady call me last week. One of your people, because of that effect, she's like, I need to move in the next 15 days.
Good. You can almost count that check.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you will find a landlord. You will find one.
So I would tell people all the time, like you said, the market is cyclical. And if you're going to do something on the side, make sure it's related to your primary business.
Yep.
So you don't lose focus.
Right.
It's easy to lose focus.
Yes. Yeah, especially when the money starts drying up. Yeah, and you start pivoting. That's not what you want to do. You want to lean in. You don't want to pivot.
Yeah. It's easy to lose focus, man. But then I tell people what I've learned from my own experience is that rentals just give you more reps.
Yep.
It's just like going to the gym and shooting free throws and lifting weights. It just gives you more reps.
Yeah.
And to talk to people all the time. Some people are going to be good. Some people are going to be bad. Some people are going to ghost you.
Yep.
Other people are going to call you right away. They going to need your help right away. And so,
Turn your phone up. Yeah, because they need you.
yeah.
Yeah.
You just keep getting the reps and you learn what, could have said this different.
Yeah.
Then I listened the last time, so yeah, I love it, man. This light bulb should have went off 3 years ago. But it wasn't until I met you that it really kind of came back full circle and made sense. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's all I have. Is there anything you want to
No, man, I just said what I would say to any realtor, especially in the Houston area looking to grow your business, definitely partner with Jonathan and Go for Rent. It would be a great addition to your business. Look into their services. They can handle everything for you, writing the leases, doing the photos, anything you need to take things off your plate. Look up Go for Rent.
Thank you. Well, thank you for joining Conversations in Real Estate. Today we had Bernard Lee he's a Houston realtor, and we'll see you next time.